Jason Tatum dad, like they was on their necks. Like Kobe Bryant's dad, like these do like did you hear what Shaq said about his dad? Shaq was from a military family. His dad was on his neck. So like, here's my thing, all right. And I think young guys get in your feelings so much, but your dad is here to help you. Your dad is here to help you get through things. And
to get better.
yeah, but I'm not telling you anything that's wrong. I just don't understand why do young kids get in their feelings when somebody is trying to help them.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video. We got a pretty good one. We got this father and the son on the podcast. Pretty much letting something out right now. I'm not even saying that they going back and forth, but it's like this father is obviously trying to get something out of his son, trying to understand his son a little bit better. Why does he have the attitude? Right. And I'm also thinking he's speaking in general, because you got to watch the full podcast, right? You got to watch the full podcast. So I'm going to leave the link to his page down below in the description. Right. But you can see that it seems like they're having a heart to heart. He wants to know, he just pretty much trying to get into the mind of a child, which is funny because we already know he's been there. He's done that. He's been a child. So he understands why children are growing up. Right. And they feel like they're smelling themselves. Right. That's what a lot of older guys like to say. Well, you smelling yourself. You think you're getting older, you're getting some hair on your nuts. You're feeling yourself. So, of course, you're going to have a lot of young bucks bucking up at you. Right. Trying to test you. And that's just the way life is. That's just the way life is. But you have to ask these questions. You have to let these children think, even though we know the answers to them, because we've been there. We've done that. We dealt with other kids, man, who were that age before. So a lot of us know why the children act the way they do, why their sons or their daughters act the way they do, have an attitude the way that they do. It's just growing up. That's what they do. They're growing up. But also at the same time, being a father and being a good parent, you have to learn how to correct that. Even though you know why, you still have to learn how to correct that. And I just love the discussion that they have, right? I just love the discussion that they have, because this is a father who is actively teaching their little boys. And if a lot of your women will just allow fathers, right? I'm talking about your ones who like to take fathers to the courts and take visitation rights away and just do any and everything they can. They'll try to make a man's life a living hell and alienate that boy or daughter away from their father. Once again, man, you're only putting a detriment in that child's life. That child will need a father. So all they're doing, right, when women hold children back, all they're doing is just stripping knowledge, stripping a good future away from their children when they alienate the child away from the father. That's all you're doing. But let's go ahead and jump into this video.
Jason Tatum dad, like they was on their necks. Like Kobe Bryant's dad, like these do like did you hear what Shaq said about his dad? Shaq was from a military family. His dad was on his neck. Here's my thing, all right. And I think young guys get in your feelings so much, but your dad is here to help you. Your dad is here to help you get through things. And
to get better.
Yeah, but I'm not telling you anything that's wrong. I just don't understand why do young kids get in their feelings when somebody is trying to help them. Like when I grew up, and I'm not trying to dog my father or anything like that, because we good now. But when I grew up, I had to show myself everything. I literally learned how to play basketball by literally watching Tim Hardaway and Isaiah Thomas doing a tween cross and watching the old videotapes. And I had to just practice those moves by myself. In football, I never had a trainer. I just had to literally go out there and train myself. And I'm trying to give you what I didn't have, but it seems like at times you are resisting what I am telling you. So why is that though? Again, why is that? What you mean you don't know? It's got to be a reason. I'm saying, because again, I'm trying to give you what I didn't have, but you are getting attitudes or showing bad body language when I'm trying to give you what I didn't have. Like why is that though? Tell me. It's got to be a reason though. You don't know? You don't know? No, man, we got to, man. No. Talk, man. This is real. Come on. Why?
Maybe because they don't want to listen, and they just want to do what they want to do, or we want to do what we want to do.
Yeah. That's it, man. But here's my thing, and this is something that I wish my father would have got on me. Like I wish he'd have told me something to do.
Once again, man, we are living in a lifetime where a lot of parents and a lot of people are soft. A lot of parents or a lot of people are soft. You gotta be hard on your children. And when they are getting older, they're going to test you. And when they see the slightest crack, in you, they're going to take advantage. They're going to take advantage and they're going to abuse, and it's going to go from father-son to friend relationship. That's just what it is. And a lot of people are overlooking that. It's really a lot of your women, they look at their children as best friends and not their children. Right. And this is where you get little boys destroying their mother's houses because they feel some type of way. They bucking up at parents because they have no structure, because they don't have any discipline. Because when they say, hey, well, listen, I'm starting to feel myself. I feel like I can defend myself now. You ain't putting them in check. Right. You have a lot of people who are going to say, well, that's gaslighting, and this and this, that, and this. At the end of the day, no parent is ever trying to lead their child in a wrong direction. No parent is ever trying to lead their child in the wrong direction. But at the end of the day, it's either the parents are going to teach them or the streets are going to teach them. Right. If you feel like you can buck up at your parents, you can feel like you can buck up at anybody. Right. And these are going to be the same kids that go to jail, and they're going to be asking the parents to bail them out. Once again, and then the parents are going to be like, well, I didn't raise you that way. I know, blah, blah, blah. But hey, guess what? You didn't put any boundaries. You let up on them. So, I mean, once again, he breaks it down, and he even gives real life examples. And he's just saying, man, listen, why can't you just appreciate what I'm doing for you? Right. So let's look at some of these comments, because there is a comment here, man, that just didn't make any sense. But I mean, hey, so someone that says, act like I'm trying to scam him or something when I'm giving him advice or tips. Then somebody else says the real reason a majority of kids with great dads give their father a hard time is because even though the father is great, he's not the top influence in that kid's life. Could be friends, music, or the internet. Look at Menace to Society. Kane had great grandparents, but Old Dog had the most influence over him, which led to his demise. Then somebody else says, as kids, they don't get it, but as soon as they get older, they do. My mother used to be on my ass, and I thought she was trying to ruin my life. But when I got older, I appreciate the discipline. They will always come around, and that's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of it. Of course, as a child, you're not going to get it, but the ones who had strict parents their whole life, they end up appreciating it because they end up seeing how real life is. They end up seeing how reality is, and they're like, I'm glad, man. I'm glad I had a mother or a father, man, who really taught me and who really showed me and guided me, right? And taught me at a young age that life ain't no joke. Now I'm understanding it. I just had a conversation with my mom yesterday, and she said, man, her dad used to tell her a bunch of stuff, and she said, man, as a child, I just wrote it off as whatever. Now, when I got older and I ended up having to do it on my own, I came back and I said, you know what, Dad, I understand now. Same thing with me. I did not care about high school, college, or whatever. Really had my first wake up call in high school when I found out that I had to go JUCO. Right? I thought I could BS, just be as good as I wanted to be in football. Who cares about school? Came, junior year, they was telling me, they was hinting like, bro, you might have to go JUCO, bro, if you can't get these grades right. Yeah, whatever, man. Whatever. I'm one of the top players on the football team. Cool. Senior year, they broke it down to me. Hey, the Gardner Webb coach, he really loves you. He interested in you, but your GPA is terrible. You have to go JUCO. All of the time they were telling me to take life serious. Didn't do it. Now I'm over here at JUCO. Stomach, and this is right before a basketball game. This is right before I had my basketball game. Stomach in my ass, man. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. Oh, I was sick, man. I was sick because I'm like, man, what the hell is JUCO? And at the time, I didn't know what JUCO I was even going to. So once again, man, they always try to prepare you. And a lot of people are so sensitive. They will look at that and they will say, no, you should do that. No, you should do that. When it's been shown that if you are light on your child, if you do not set boundaries, if you do not discipline your child, they are going to grow up to be some very unstable people. That's just what it is. Then somebody else says, your father is the only man on the planet that wants you to be more successful than him. That's a fact, right? That's a fact. And this also falls into where some people will say, well, you're trying to, because you're going to see a comment, he says, well, you're trying to project your life on him. If I want my son to be better than me and I had a blueprint, of course I'm gonna put my son on that. That's why you hear a lot of men say, well, I want my son to be a junior, right? And not only that, I want him to be a better football player than I was. So I mean, once again, that is what a life is like for a man and his son. What father does not want his son to be just like him, if not better than him? So the father can say, hey, I did that. Women can say that shit all day. You have single mothers do that shit all day. They don't ever bring up the father man who gave the woman the seed, right? But when you're talking about a father man who did something, him himself, he don't need accolades and validation from everybody else. Him seeing that his son did something alone is enough validation for him to just say, well, I did what I was supposed to do as a father. That's why he's in that position. Then somebody else says, all fathers in a kid's life can relate to this. Then this is where the ridiculousness comes in. So if someone says you projected your feelings onto the young kid, he may need something different than what you feel like you needed or what you lacked growing up. Sometimes asking your son what he may need from you as a father can be more effective and open up the doors for deeper conversations, right? Here we are having a deep conversation. He's just asking, well, why do you feel this way? Why do you feel the way you feel? And I don't know, because once again, these are some conversations that some kids are just going to find hard to have, right? These kids are going to have tough time having some of these conversations, especially when their father is being stern, right? But when you're talking about, hey, what do you need? What do you need? As a little boy, think about it, people. As a little boy who is in school, I'm giving you food. That's what a kid needs. I'm giving you clothes. That's what a kid needs. I'm giving you guidance. I'm giving you protection. I'm giving you a roof over your head. That is all you need. And being that you are my son, you don't know what life is like. I know what life is like. So I know what you need to do to be able to navigate life. You never been in life. So when you sit here and you see somebody say, sometimes asking your son what he may need from you as a father, when as a father, you already give him everything. But now this is where I have to implement what I want you to be. Right now, once again, you can be what you want. I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, he's like, man, listen, once you grow up, you can be what you want to be, but you need to have a goal. And I'm going to be the one to set that goal, unless you can find a little hobby on the side. But once again, should no boy be sitting in no house at no young age just playing video games all day, being a nerd? Nah, you could be doing your work or whatever, but you need to be out there in the fields. Play football, play basketball. Every child needs to be in a sport. Now, once they get to high school, if they don't want to do any sports, fine. It is what it is. I can understand that. But as a young child, you need to be putting them into some sports. You need to. They need to be active. They need to be socializing. Well, they do school and they do research. No, they need to be out there. They need to understand what competition is like. Because you having people the company I just left, these people, they hire young. Once again, they hire young and they hire within the company. And they hire young, but you hiring people, man, and of course you have to have a degree, so they're hiring people who come out of college. They also want to hire athletes because athletes understand what team camaraderie is like. They understand what leadership is like and everything. But then they also hire people and they promote people who's never been a part of that. They never even led a marching band, but they think they can lead a team, but they don't even know how to freaking lead. They don't know how to lead. A lot of them are just all over the place. A lot of them, as soon as you yell at them, as soon as you get stern with them, they want to quit. They want to tell. They want to tattle. All that stuff. When you're dealing with sports, you're not having that because people will get on your neck, especially with football and basketball. You being around some brothers, they're not having that. They're not having that. They're going to make you tough. But if you just being around your house, being coddled around your parents, if you're just sitting over here on the video games and your parents validating it, oh, well, that's what he likes. He likes playing with crayons. He likes playing with Legos, like building stuff. Once again, I'm not knocking no kid who wants to build something or who wants to be an architect because we need those people in the world. But at the same time, they need to be out in the field. They need to be out there working out. They need to be out there playing on a sports team or something. They need to be active. That's just my opinion, though. But what more does this little boy need? He already has all the necessities. I'm pretty sure he can get all the games. Like, if you just think about it, if the little boy, if you ask the boy, what do you need in life? I want some video games. I want my parents to be in my life. And I just want an easy life. a father can provide that, but you're not going to have no easy life like these women, like these women swear up and down they want princess treatment and all of that stuff. No, you're going to get an easy life, but being that you're up under my roof and that you're my child, you're going to go by my rules. There's going to be some structure. Still give you easy life, but there's going to be some structure. There's going to be some boundaries, period. Then somebody else says, because they are kids, laugh my ass off. I mean, why doesn't a dog meow? Because it's a dog. Then somebody else says, because the mother could be undercutting the father's authority, trying to save their son from any discipline, but unknowingly restricting their son's development. So, I mean, hey, y'all let me know down below, man. What do y'all think? Do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel.